Hey, what's up? This is Julio from Julio Photo Trip, and today we're gonna be talking about the state of Florida. You know, I'm mostly a mountain guy. I like mountains, I like rivers, but another thing I really like is like bodies of water, like lakes, ocean, beaches. Anything where there's water is where I want to be. I like waterfalls, and Florida is a really flat state, but the good thing about Florida is the beaches. Florida is well known for their beaches, and Florida is one of the most visited states during spring break and summer vacation because of their beaches. One of the beaches I go to in Florida is the Destin Beach. I like it because there's not a lot of people. Every time I go, there's not a lot of people. It's not like Miami Beach where it's packed, or other beaches around Florida where when you go, there's really little space for you to relax. So that's why I like going to Destin, because there's not a lot of people there. And Florida not only has a lot of beaches, but it has a lot of amusement parks. It's well known for, Disney and Universal Studios. And not a lot of people know this, but Florida has a lot of national parks and a lot of animal sanctuaries where you can go, and it's really like its own world, like the Everglades in Florida, and there's a lot of underground springs, like the Guinea Springs. It's in High Springs, Florida, and it's like in this little cave that you go into, and there's like this spring there is really cool. There's also a lot of space centers in Florida known, a lot of Air Force and NASA activities. There's the Kennedy Space Center in Merritt Island. There's also, speaking of national parks, there's the Dry Tortuga National Park, and not a lot of people really realize how many national parks are in Florida because they mostly think about the beaches. And the Dry Tortuga National Park is very fun to go visit. It's located along the Gulf of Mexico. There's a lot of coral reefs. There's a lot of animals you can see, a lot of ocean life you can see. There's also the Daytona. I think there's a yearly Daytona race in Florida, NASCAR. If you really like watching cars and NASCAR, then I would recommend going to. I've been 1 year for spring break. I went to watch the Daytona race, and it was pretty fun. And another national park that's in Florida that not a lot of people know about, the Everglades, which I mentioned earlier. It's mostly wetlands, and it's in the south part of Florida. There's a lot of animals you can see there. You can drive through it, which is pretty nice, or you could take a boat, and there's trails you can hike, which is pretty fun. And Florida is really beautiful, even though it's really flat. The beaches are really nice. And if you don't want to go to the beach, there's still a lot of other things you can do, like the national park, the amusement parks. There's a lot of amusement parks in Florida, and this, like, also, if you're more of a city person, there's Miami, there's Orlando. One of the prettiest cities are in Florida. Miami is really cool to look at, and especially during nighttime. Another thing you could do is the Manatee Spring, which is a state park. Is in the Suwannee River, and there's a lot of manatees that swim in there. You can go swim with them, or just watch them. There's a lot of, and the water, the cool thing about Florida, like the springs and the national parks and stuff, the water is super clear, so you can see all the fishes and the ocean life under the water, which is pretty cool. Or you could go tubing and watch like the manatees swim and the fishes right under you, which is pretty cool. And I feel like in Florida, to me, it's super relaxing when you're not like around where the people are at in Florida, because there's always a lot of people depending on where you at. It's super relaxing too. Since you're near the beaches, the sunsets are really cool, and so Florida there's a lot of things to do. It ranges from you wanting to relax or you wanting to go out. You can do anything in between, and I would definitely recommend going to Florida if you haven't already. Plan a trip to Florida, and there's a lot of things, like to go to like the amusement parks. It does take a lot of money, but other than that, you don't really need a lot of money to visit Florida. because most of the beaches do not. You don't need to pay anything to go to the beaches. To get food, there's a lot of local spots you can go to. And yeah, I recommend everybody going to Florida, planning a trip to Florida. And that's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys next time.